All right, good morning and welcome to Princess Seed channel. I hope you had a very restful night. Good morning to everyone in this grand ecosystem. Good morning to everyone within this channel. Today is the last day of the month of March. I could relate to what it had been with us. You know, the possibility of having to think or anticipate every date that was fixed, but nothing actually came out of it as at this moment. And you know, we entered March with a very high spirit, you know, believing God that we're going to march into the successes and march into the visions, march into the open heavens, march into the prophecies, and March is going to be a moment or a month of delivery for everyone who had subscribed into this initiative. But alas, here we are, and the little hours remaining within this month is gradually ebbing away. But despite that, in spite of all of this, our God remains faithful. He doesn't fail. Man might not be able to meet up to the challenges. Man might not be able to fulfill promises, but God is faithful. I want you to take a moment and reflect on your life, reflect on your health, reflect on your faith as a believer, as a Christian, as an individual who loves God. Reflect on everything that makes you, the chemistry of your body to still be functioning. It's not automatic. It is the finger of God. Yes, it is the finger of God. For those of us that are leaders, are different echelon of powers within this grand ecosystem, beginning from the county director down to the cluster heads, the bundle heads, the CEOs of different groups and channels. I want to say, hold on to God so tightly, because when you fail, God will not fail. If you have a source where you can always get back to and refill with your artilleries, you can always come back better than you failed. I don't want to take it yet that UAAG has disappointed a lot of persons. No. I'm not saying that. I'm only saying that we should get better. Every mistake or every disappointment should be seen at a center point where a better life can emerge, a better strategy can emerge, a better means of survival can emerge. I want to see a better April. You know, we are living the moment of harshness. The weather we are living behind is the heat period, and we are entering into showers. Could this be a prophetic affront that while we are living the time that is hard, the heat, the spikiness, the thorn, the brownish situations that started all along, and March is about to fold up, and we're entering into the moment of rain. The showers are about to drop. In fact, they've started dropping already. I want to see it in another perspective, where God will begin to drop the showers for us. I want us to see April as a month of fulfillment. We are not the giving up type. We are so resolute, we are so deterministic, and we trust in God that the best will come for us in April. As we launch into it in the wee hours of this night, I prophesy over your life that it will be easy for you. From April, it will be easy for you. April will bring the showers upon us. April will bring the easiness upon us. it will not be difficult for us to make impact in our world, to feed our families, to feed those who are depending on us. It is my prayer in this month we're about to enter. It is my prayer. And you see, it's not just you alone that is in this struggle. No. It's not just about you alone. We have a lot of personalities in the same field with you. And that brings me to a submission which is emotional. When I read about it, it was quite so emotional. And I had to also bring it to notices. I know this happens not just to one person, but this is one person that we could lay a hold on right now, who is empathetic concerning his situation. I think this is an elderly man who has been caught in this whole fiasco because he has people he brought into the Grand ecosystem, and that burden is weighing so heavily on him, and he needed a respite. He just needed a word of commendation, a word of advice, which is also centering on what I might be talking on this morning. This is Prince City Channel. In case you are a new subscriber, you're welcome to this platform. We deal with grant and cryptocurrencies, other financial stuff that could earn you a living. All right, so in case you see some other posts that are not related to grant, it's also part of what we do. And I've been always meaning to say this, but I used to forget. Please, I will still say it in subsequent submissions. For those of us that listen to content, we want to appreciate you so much, but I want to say this. Please, before you watch any video, look at the date it was posted. Please, except for those who are always out for current droppings, they don't miss out. Immediately a content or a video is dropped, a voice note is dropped on this channel, quickly they get there and then they get the information behind it. But there are still people that are watching some other videos that are, they sometimes 1 year ago, 2 years ago. You understand? And what I understand within this grand ecosystem is that long information are valueless. They are valueless. They don't really convey too much messages to us anymore, because we deal with current updates regularly, and that's why we post almost regularly and daily. So, but if you don't watch the date before you pick any video up, or once you pick it up, watch the date it was posted. It might have been a year ago, and by the time such people watch it, they comment, they say old voice note, irrelevant voice note. Because the way YouTube does it is that, especially if you are the type that watches through our playlist, yes, all of this information are going on the playlist. So what do? You see the way YouTube juggles them up. I've tried as much as possible to readjust them just to the current one being at the top, but YouTube will not allow that. They just juggle it up. In fact, they might even bring up the last one for the first from the playlist. Those of you that possibly are into this, you know what I'm talking about. So you might be prompted to be watching maybe 2 years video from the playlist first coming up, and the most recent one is at the back. So what do? Just before you pick on any video to watch the date it was posted. It will save you a lot of hassles. Then now we normally talk about the date. We talk about the date, the day, like today is the last day of the month of March. We talk about the date so that you know that you are watching or listening to a current update. So I just needed to drop this. I will still say that in subsequent, voice note in case you did not get to hear this. All right. So thank you very much for that. Then, as I was saying, a concerned father wrote to OSIM. He is from Kwara State. He's a director of Works from Kwara State, and he sent a message to Osim, a very emotional one at that. Say, good evening, my friend and my dear son. It is me, the retired director of Works from Kwara State. Please, my son, I'm getting more worried based on the pressure coming from my people. They are putting too much pressure on me, and it makes me get more confused. Please, I need your counsel, Mr. Osim, that will call me or that will calm me down. Thanks. Now, could you possibly relate with this on a deeper, more personal level? The man is tensed up because he brought in a lot of persons and possibly he might have collected money from them. I'm not saying he did, but you see where this pressure comes up too much, too often than not, is when you collect certain amount from the people you bring in, and they are not the type that easily lets go. You will suffer. They will poke you. They will finish you. I could feel what this man is passing through. A lot of persons that you see on social media shouting UAG is a scam. Sanctuary Word is a scam. Apostle Ken Wakama is a fraudster, is a scam, blah, 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 blah. They talk a lot of things. Watch very well. 95% among them are either cluster heads or group heads who have also brought in some people into this system, and they collected money from them. And some of them collected some humongous amount and promising them, don't worry, next month this money is coming out. And the money never came out. Now, if you personally invested and you are a cluster head, you invested your fund yourself, you don't have anybody to query except maybe people that are at your, that at the top of you. I also brought in a lot of persons, but the only thing I did was, the collation amount, like in case I need to collect your funds, I think, was it 500 or so, 500 naira, just because I need to arrange everything in Excel and all of those things, put together. The stress was much collating those things, so that I even put it as just logistic, so that to help us, because this is not the only thing we do to also get going, so that to help us. There are a lot of persons who did not even pay. I'm being honest with you. A lot of persons, they just send their details. All I wanted was for the 1,000 to be completed, and I forward it to what's it called, the CEO. You understand? So they were just coming. Majority of the people that knows me well, they didn't send me nothing because they know me. So, and I use my money to do all of these things for the people, because he too was asking for, he doesn't have to, he cannot be doing all these things free and all that. So I had to send all of those things to him, but for people, you see people collecting 50,000, 10,000, 20,000 and all that. And 7 years down the line, they seem not to have forgotten about that. So possibly that is the stance of this man, a retired doctor or director of Works from the Kwara State, and he needed a respite, needed some counseling, and Osim responded in a way that I think I also like his submission. Yes, I like his submission, and he related it with an ego. I'm going to read that for us. All of these things I'm saying is not just to burn your data, please. It's a way to also encourage you that we are entering into a new month that is going to provide and give you the balancing that you need. And by God's special grace, it will be our month. It will be my month. It will be your month. It will be a month of celebration, a month of joy and delivery in Jesus' name. Now, he used an example of an eagle, which I've been into this before. I've talked about this at different times, but holistically bringing all of the qualities and attitude of an eagle into one place is awesome. It's awesome. And in his response, he said, "Good evening, Daddy. What do you expect from the people? Oh, they should fold their hands or clap their hands for you? This is money we are talking about. Human beings don't joke with money. As a leader, you need God's grace and wisdom to handle them, and you have to work hard to improve yourself. Like my own case, I love to study the characters of an eagle, the leadership principle you can learn from an eagle. He began by saying, the first quality you get from an eagle is that eagles fly alone and at high altitudes. In other words, they don't fly with sparrows, they don't fly with ravens and other small birds, meaning they stay away from narrow-minded people. Those that bring you down, eagle flies with eagles. Keep good company. How does that relate to what the man is suffering? So I leave that for your discretion. Then eagles have an accurate vision. They have the ability to focus on something as far as 5 kilometers away. No matter the obstacles, the eagle will not move his focus from the prey until he grabs it. What does it mean? Have a vision and remain focused no matter what the obstacles, and you will succeed. How does that relate to the question the man asked? He does have. In other words, have a focus. No matter the obstacle the man is passing through right now, he will succeed as long as he's focused. Having the wisdom to know how to bring them down and, give them the word that they needed to hear at a time like this, calm them down. It will go a long way. Now, eagles do not eat dead things. They feed only on flesh or fresh prey that they just killed, the carcass they just killed. What does it mean? You should not rely on your past success. You keep looking for new frontiers to conquer. You leave your past where it belongs, in the past. And I think that's also another step in the positive direction. All right, then another point there is that eagles love the storm. When the clouds gather, the eagle gets excited. The eagle uses the storm to lift itself higher. Once it finds the wind of the storm, the eagle uses the raging storm to lift itself above the clouds, and this gives the eagle an opportunity to glide and rest its wings. In the meantime, all the other birds hide in the branches and leaves of the tree. What it means is that you should face your challenges head on, knowing that this will make you emerge stronger and better than you were. We can use the storms of life to rise to greater heights. Achievers are not afraid to rise to greater heights. Achievers are not afraid of challenges. Rather, they relish them and use them profitably. Then eagles prepare for training. They remove the feathers and soft grasses in the nest so that the young ones get uncomfortable in preparation for flying and eventually flies when it becomes unbearable to stay in the nest. That is to say, leave your comfort zone. There is no growth there. Then when the eagle grows old, another point, his feathers becomes weak and cannot take him as fast, as high as it should. This makes him weak and could make him die. So he retires to a place far away in the mountains. While there, he plucks out the weak feathers on his body and breaks its beaks and claws against the rocks until it's completely bare. A very bloody and painful process. Then he stays in this hiding place until he has grown new feathers, new beaks and claws, and then he comes out flying higher than before. What it means is that we occasionally need to shed off old habit, no matter how difficult things that burden us or add no value to our lives should be let go of. Now, and he ended this by saying, Daddy, wisdom is a principal thing. In all you're getting, get wisdom. How does this relate to what this man is suffering? One, he needs to apply wisdom. He needs to apply wisdom. Now, some of these messages, possibly, if they have come before the investment happened, if they've come to him or he has the understanding before that that investment took place, he might possibly have been able to do the right thing, or possibly watch what he does. But right now, there are some of these messages that are still applicable to what he's suffering. And this could also apply to majority of other persons within the ground ecosystem suffering the same fate as this man. They just needed a respite. They have been burdened by the people they brought in. They have been, they have been poked now and now again. They are wearied. They needed words of advice. Please just lighten on this. Let it lighten your burden. Just know that you are not in this all by yourself alone. God is set to help you. In subsequent times, just apply wisdom. God is going to direct your ways, direct your paths, and bring everything to light. I want to end with this. You know that there is an end to a curse, and God does not have an abandoned project. God is a finisher. Did he start anything? He doesn't leave it uncompleted. We are work in progress. In this grand ecosystem, we are all work in progress. What is coming for us is work in progress. Don't see it as an abandoned project. Don't join the bandwagon of those who say there is no fund in the system. A Persican is a scammer. All of his grand foot soldiers are scammers. They are fraudulent stars and all. No, don't join those bandwagons. There is money in the system. The government is meant to pay, and the sanctuary wealth is meant to pay. The pioneer's lot, get ready for that. Let your hope be high. Everything will be fine. For those of us on this channel who are the ardent supporters of the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation Initiative, keep your hope alive. Don't be tired. One of these days we will smile. I am so positive about this. One of these days we will smile. We will leave this storm behind us. It's a storm, yeah, but we will fly above the storm. We should use this moment right now like an eagle that loves the storm. Use this storm to balance well. We should use the storm to lift ourselves above the zenith of life and know that God has a purpose and is going to fulfill his divine purpose concerning every one of us. Thank you very much. I just mean to lift your spirit this morning. If this applies to you and you are down, your spirit is emotionally down, you're grounded, you just needed a word, please light on this blessed assurance that God cares. Man may fail, God does not fail. He does not disappoint us. And this month we're entering into, by God's special grace, doors will be opened for us. Doors. You don't need too many doors. One door would open other doors. Yes, when that earthquake broke while Paul and Silas were there, the Bible said all the doors were opened. All the doors were open. One earthquake, doors swung open. So the same thing. The angel just patted Peter at the back, at the side, said, get up. And the doors began to also open on their own accord. As they got to a door, doors were opening there. In this new month, doors will open for you with one groundbreaking miracles that God will do. One breaking miracle God will do in the month of April. It will open all your doors up. And so shall it be as we enter into April. It will mark the beginning of our successes. So shall it ever be, in Jesus' name. If you are new to our channel, do subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital updates. Thank you very much and have a nice day. God bless you.